everyone, this is your host Irsa Khalid, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Conversation with a Diplomat by DiploTV. My dear fellows, in international relations, there is a concept known as the power of presence. It refers to a simple but often overlooked reality. Countries do not build influence only through military strength and economic weight. They build it by consistently showing up, cultivating relationships, and maintaining dialogue over time. This is one of the reasons diplomacy remains indispensable in an era of instant communication. While technology can transmit messages in seconds, trust still takes years to build. Across continents and cultures, diplomats serve as custodians of that trust, transforming formal state to state relations into enduring partnerships between nations and peoples. Today, we have a very special guest and a diplomat with us, His Excellency Syed Zahid Raza, High Commissioner of Pakistan to Mauritius. Greetings to you, sir. We are honored to have you on this program, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Isra, for having me at DiploTV, and I'm glad that the series of interviewing Pakistan's diplomat is undertaken by your TV, and I hope it will encourage our youth to look into this option to join Foreign Service of Pakistan. Anyways, I'm really grateful for approaching me for this interview.
Thank you so much for these kind words. Viewers, let me tell you more about our esteemed guest. Syed Zahid Raza is a distinguished career diplomat with more than 2 decades of service in the Foreign Service of Pakistan. Since joining the Foreign Service in 2002, he has represented Pakistan in a number of important diplomatic assignments, including in Riyadh, Istanbul, Jakarta, Kuwait, and Glasgow. At the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Islamabad, he has held several key positions, including Deputy Chief of the Middle East, General for Consular Affairs and Overseas Pakistanis. A graduate of the University of Engineering and Technology, Lahore, with a degree in civil engineering, he is also proficient in Arabic and has participated in numerous professional training and seminars in Pakistan and abroad. Mr. Syed Raza, welcome to Diplomat. My first question to you is that there's always more to a person than these titles. Before we dive into your career and talk about that, please tell us about your personal journey. Where did it all start?
Thank you very much, Isra. When I recall my student days, I belong to a middle class family from Lahore. My father, he was working for telephone industry of Pakistan, erstwhile TIP. Um, they used to produce telephones and exchanges and all that. So I studied in a public school in Lahore. After that, I went to Government College Lahore and Old Arabian. I did my FSc pre-engineering from there. After that, either people aspire for engineering or doctors from government college. So I went to Engineering University Lahore and joined civil engineering department. After graduating from there, I worked in a highway and road consultancy firm which used to design farm to market roads. It was a project by Asian Development Bank in Pakistan. So I worked there for um, half a year and then thought to switch to bureaucracy and join civil services. So at least the prefix of civil is still there, from civil engineering to civil services. That's how I came into and appeared at the competitive exams in 1996. Our result came out in 1998 and the training started in 1998. My first department, which I was allocated to, was information group. I worked in external publicity department of Ministry of Information, and later reappeared in CSS exam and joined Foreign Service of Pakistan. So that's how I came into Pakistan Foreign Service.
So, why this switch? Though you kept the prefix, but there's a huge difference between civil engineering and civil services. So, an engineer turning into a diplomat, how did this shift happen in your mind?
During my student career, educational background, and all that, so I remain active in some student politics as well. So, uh, quite revolutionary ideas to change the system. Whatever is happening here is not as good as it should be, and it's not what Pakistan and its forefathers had been dreaming about. So I thought that getting into civil services might give me more opportunities to perhaps change the system and at least to contribute to certain change. So that's how I started preparing myself for these exams. And although there were good opportunities in civil engineering as well, and but if you remember, during those times there was a trend as well for engineers and doctors to come into civil services. It was not only the reason that job opportunities were less for them, but uh, perhaps the career opportunities in civil services were better than even in professional fields such as medicine and engineering. So that's how there was a switch of mind to do something for which civil bureaucracy might be a better platform to do some good for the public.
Talking about changing the system, and from that, you have joined the civil service. Now, what is your view about that system, and how did you think that contributed in all of it uh, through your ideas or motivations or your perspectives?
Down the road, it's now 28 years that I am in this field, working in various departments, various countries, various offices, various desks. Um, the thing at that time when you were young, different ideas, but once you are into the system, then you realize that it's not what it was looking from outside. It has a very different dynamics, different players in there, and at time moving against the tides is not easy. You have to brace yourself. You have to have the conviction that your ideals, your way of working might produce better results. So now, after going through all the grill and looking into the political system and all that, I think that one has to be very perseverance in his ideals. Uh, there would be difficulties, there would be hurdles, there would be problems, personal issues as well. But it's a mixed package. It's not you say that everything will go perfectly. It's not like this. You have to keep good things as well as difficult things coming in on your way. Uh, but it's your own conviction that keeps you running. So what I've now found is that there have been difficulties, but you pass through those difficulties. Bureaucracy is a difficult thing in a way that the red tapeism that we had always been hearing is there. It will remain there. And what you can do is that you can a bit fast track it, remove certain hurdles for the benefits of people. So that's how it works during last 26, 28 years.
So, apart from that, like as you have joined civil service and left your career, What do you think? Was it worth it? Do you enjoy your job, or do you still miss or be nostalgic about being a civil engineer, or how my life would be if I would be a civil engineer and not I had not opted for this field at that point of time? So, in your heart, is there something like that, or you are just okay with completely satisfied? As far as no, as I know that humans do not get satisfied with any one thing. They always keep looking for alternatives or keep thinking, oh, what if that happened at that point of time? So what are your thoughts on it?
As I mentioned, it's a mixed package. Uh, when I look back, my classmates from engineering university, many of them um, switched to other fields as well. Quite a good number of my class fellows, they went to Canada, America, and other countries, and they're well settled in their field as well as some other field which they chose at that time. Um, but I believe that there will always be people who will be better than you in terms of financial achievement, in terms of personal gains, in terms of intellectual achievements and level. But there are far more people who are behind you, and I should not fall prey to this phenomena or this race that I had to trample, I had to pass over other people who are ahead of me. So it's a race where there are different lanes and you are moving away. So my lane is different. They are in another lane and they have their own race too. I switched lane once, but I don't have appetite to switch anymore. So it's okay with me. You always have targets. You may not achieve them, but keep those targets in your sight and keep moving, whether you achieve them or not. But it's okay. It's not necessarily you get all the things which other people have. So I'm satisfied. That's okay. But there are far more number of people who were perhaps better in education than me. Uh, in terms of their upbringing, they were better than me, but they could not do what I did. They could not qualify CSS. They could not pass it even in 3 attempts. So I believe that it's a blessing of Allah as well, and the prayers of my parents and my who helped me through their prayers as well as supported me in this journey to come such a long way, becoming an ambassador of Pakistan, representing Pakistan in various countries, and I tried my best to represent Pakistan in the best way.
So when we look back, I'll keep asking you questions about your past life, because I'm curious that you belong from a middle class family and then you did CSS. And CSS in itself is the, I think, so toughest journey, the preparation of it. And at that time, there were not much sources available, there was not so much direction available. So, how did you go through that phase of life? What were your feelings? Were there any, you sometimes belittle yourself that I'm not able to do it, or doubts, you do get self doubts, all these things. And especially when you are switching a career and there are some sort of confusions in your mind. So, how did you cope up with all of that?
CSS currently is a very different ball game. At that time when we appeared, mine was 25th common when I passed these exams, Silver Jubilee common. Um, so at that time it was a different setup. The marking system was different. The subject grouping was different. Um, there will always be um, group of people who will opting for certain subjects which might be high scoring and like that. So first was choosing the subjects. Second was preparing for those exams in a time limit that you have. My I think it was 6 or 7 months that I properly studied. Before that, I had interest in certain subjects which I opted for CSS. I had interest in history. Indo-Pak history was my always a favorite subject. So I opted for that. I knew that it might not be a very high scoring subject, but I opted for it. Geography was a subject which I had interest in, and we also studied that in university. So there was some connection with that. Other than that, I had forestry, if I recall, and one subject that was new to me was language that I opted Punjabi. That was primarily that I fell prey to Punjabi poetry of Sufis and like that.
You
So
like Punjabi poetry?
yes, I definitely like it. And we always thought that Punjabi is a language, street language, which is when you
Yeah.
use writing. But when I read those Punjabi poets and Sufis literature, I found it's totally a different thing. It is so interesting, so lovely language, and
So, what did you get from it? Like in our country, especially younger people do not even read Punjabi poetry. So, anything which you do remember or any poet that's really struck with you?
um, so I believe that you need with all those technical facilities and there is a softer side of life. You
Yeah.
have to have some like poetry, literature, painting, dance, sculpture, and these things. At least one should have interest in at least one of those subjects. And this is what I always encourage my own kids as well, painting and music and like that. So I had interest in literature. I'm very fond of Urdu literature and especially linguistic. As you might have observed that when we join foreign office, we have to learn one international language. So I opted for Arabic language, and I studied in Kuwait for some period around 8 or 9 months. Although it wasn't enough for such a difficult language such as Arabic, but yeah, I can speak for 5 10 minutes easily up till now. Then I learned during my childhood some Persian as well. I worked in Turkish, Istanbul, so I could connect these languages, what are the origin of words, and it's very fascinating for me. It's still very fascinating. That's why one thing that I still have in my mind is to learn more languages, compare them, find some commonalities in language, etymology about words. So this is with subject which interests me a lot.
What is your favorite language? You do know a bit of Persian, Arabic, English, Urdu, Punjabi. So, what do you think?
Urdu.
Oh, yes.
Urdu, no doubt.
It's Persian?
The no, the flexibility that Urdu provides you is perhaps something which is beyond uh, comprehension. The way
Yeah.
we adopt words from different languages, the way we mix those languages, some structure from Persian, some structure from even Turkish language. I have found Urdu words in language such as Bahasa Indonesia. Wasn't expecting such a the words which are very much of Urdu origin, gandum. kapas. They use in
Mhm.
their languages. Most
Okay.
of our words, obviously, in Urdu have come from Arabic, Turkish, and Persian, but we have constructed grammar, and it's, I think, very interesting to see how we combine the um, sentences, how we adopt English words, convert them in Urdu, make them verbs, even present the best language among these, which I would
What
like.
we do, I must assume that you have read about Fairs, the other poets like Faiz Ahmad Faiz, Ghalib, Mir, or Ahmed Faraz, and there are certain other poets as well. And do you, of course, I can say that you must have been very interested in all these poets and their poetry because it's really beautiful and good to for your our ears and for our mind.
I did just study these poets, and as I mentioned, that I worked for some period of time in Ministry of Information, and during those time I was working in Lahore as um, sub-editor of Mahino. It was a monthly magazine issued by Ministry of Information. It was very famous once upon a time. We had stalwarts such as Kishore Nahi, Parveen Malik, and these people who had been heading this um, journal. And we issued at that time a special FAS number, Ghalib number as well. So that increased my understanding and interest towards these poets from Pakistan and Urdu poetry especially.
Right. So when you reach at the top, as you know, when you have achieved things in your life and you have seen the world and you have seen all the the bright side, the best experience, you have traveled around the world. How does life looks like from the top, and how do you perceive it? That what is the crux of life when you get everything and you see everything and you reach at certain age and at certain point in your life. So and when we are young, we are very anxious and we want to see everything and all. But at from that, how does life look then?
From the hindsight, it's very different what I thought. Initially, when we joined Foreign Service, it was like I haven't been abroad before uh, joining Foreign Service. So going out, meeting people from different culture, different religion, it provides a very different experience. In addition to that, being a representative of Pakistan, you get the chance to meet um, a lot of foreign dignitaries, high ups, not only for dignitaries, but people from culture, people from religious segment of society, um, businessmen, top level businessmen. And it's always a learning experience to see them. I got the chance to meet King Charles. I have met a lot of president and the prime minister in Pakistan as well as abroad. So it fascinates you when you meet them. You have a photo with them and all that. But like after 10, 15 years, it becomes a routine matter for you. You like to meet them, but you know that there are so many other people who are meeting them as well. It's not only that you are meeting them, but it's a matter of prestige, personal prestige as well. Okay, you met the people, but shaking hands and meeting them is not enough until you know them. That opportunities come rarely. Like you will be receiving them, you will be taking them to office and meetings and like that. But knowing them personally is something which is more important. Um, we have seen a lot of important things, not only personalities, but in terms of paperwork, agreements, what's happening between Pakistan and other countries, and between other countries. So they are good things to remember, and I think it's a very different experience in Pakistan. Foreign service in that way was on a very different tangent. You have services in Pakistan, DMG, police, customs, income tax, and all that. In those services, you are more related with within Pakistan. But in our case, we do follow what's happening in Pakistan because we have to present a face of Pakistan to the outside world. But our interaction more remains with the foreign countries, foreign people. Uh, it has a downside that we are cut off even from our own badmates in civil services. We have a common training program exercise
Yeah.
that done in Civil Services Academy. So at time you are away from them. So I used to say that foreign office colleagues at time becomes divorced from their own lot in Civil Services Academy. So very few people remain in touch from those batch. Even your own colleagues from Foreign Office, in, with whom you have your own training program, they remain posted from one place to another. So it's rare that you come across or sit together in one country or even in a headquarter at one point of time. So so that is perhaps something which the downside of this service, that throughout the career you might not be able to meet a lot of your colleagues. You might be knowing their names on paper when some circular, some letter comes in front of you, but you won't be seeing them even after retirement.
Oh, yes. So, this is what you would say the sacrifice it demands, basically. What do you miss most about Pakistan? Do you miss your childhood, your youth, any dish, any place, any sense of once I interviewed and one of the ambassadors said that I miss the smell of my soil. So, yeah, what do you miss about Pakistan?
Um, Quite a many things. In other countries, when you go, you have to restart from scratch. You build relations with them. After 3 years, you are moving out and you make friends. You develop certain social circle, and then you have to move to some other place and restart the things. It wasn't the case in Pakistan. We had childhood friends, we had cousins, we had relations, and all that. So half of our life is spent with them. It's not
Yeah,
easy to forget those things. This is what perhaps our children from foreign office will be missing. They don't have childhood friends.
yeah,
After 3 years, they change, and then they don't have those relations that we used to have with our cousins and with our uncles. Although there is this internet and WhatsApp and all those social media has provided a bit of respite in terms of connecting back to your culture, to your relations, but the physical intimacy that we used to enjoy, they might not be having. And this is what I do miss, sitting with people, sometimes doing nothing but just sitting with them. Parents, like they in Pakistan, and old age parents, you are away. Obviously, they would be always praying and wishing for our well-being and our promotion and all that. But perhaps this is a time which when they need us more than we
Right.
need. So this is where perhaps I think I would always be missing being with them.
So, do you miss the simple life as well? Because when you get into the foreign service, so you get a chance to live this all fancy life, and you do get to use of seeing these fancy things all the time, maybe. Though there are some other responsibilities as well, which you were supposed to fulfill along with that. But that simple life, sometimes that village life, I don't know whether you have been to village or not in your life, but do you miss all those, things, those elements of life as well?
Foreign services, by the way, is not as fancy as it is seen from outside. Um, in certain countries, obviously, most of the countries are a bit far ahead of Pakistan in terms of facilities, in terms of life quality, and like that. So there will always be difference when you are outside. Uh, but having said that, they will always be challenging outside. Like Sometimes you find yourself in a hostile country
Yeah,
where it's difficult to work, it's difficult to move, it's difficult to interact with local people as well. Sometimes you are in a country where medical facilities might not be good, or
right.
the education system is totally different from what your children have been going through. It may be the case that something you are in a country where Pakistani community is difficult to handle. So there are challenging, and it's not easy. That everything is not rosy with the Foreign Office, especially in this time when news travel faster than when you are reporting that. So
Yeah.
you have to be on your toes all the time to track what's happening in the country where you are being posted, the things that you have to report. Uh, it should be with your own input in those reports as well. So now you are perhaps 24-hour employee for the government. Earlier, it was not the case. Once office hours is off, then you are away from those office things, even reports.
Due to technology, thanks to technology, uh, you have to be very vigilant, all the time.
It is pleasant that sometime it becomes a curse as well.
Right?
You have to cope with in any case with these things. The the progress of technology is perhaps not in our hand. It will come in any way, especially with this AI and all those tools. We have to brace ourselves to this.
So you have been in this service for 28 years now. In your opinion, what is one quality that a diplomat must have, and that is like non-negotiable?
Integrity. That is perhaps the most important thing. Integrity in terms of your attitude towards work, in terms of your living, in terms of your family. So you have to find a very fine balance to keep your integrity intact. There will be um, times when you will one is lured by these fancy things. A lot of opportunities come in your way, which detract you from your work. So you have to be very conscious of those fascinations. And so I believe that that is perhaps the most important thing. Foreign services in that way is a service in which you can have a good financial support, which might not be available in other services.
Right.
But it comes at a cost as well. Like in Pakistan, you are living in a different setup. You are in your own people, your own culture. So raising children is um, doesn't have so much challenges, but
Yeah.
outside has its own challenge to raise your kids as well as to keep yourself loyal to your work as well. So this is perhaps, I think, in my opinion, is perhaps the most important characteristics of any diplomat or perhaps any civil servant needs to work on.
So, in the end, what message would you like to give to younger people, people like me who look up to me, people like you, and what would be the advice or the message?
But everybody would be having their own experiences. It may not be necessary that the experiences that we have in foreign services are similar to my colleagues working in PAS or police or other departments. So they have their own issues, they have their own challenges in that way. But at the end, it's what you aspire for. Uh, People have different aspirations. Some might want be going for like if they have come from a village background, they might have seen how police works, what is the requirement of their own family in terms of dealing with their village man. So he might be going for police. So
Yeah,
people who have a bigger network and they are into bureaucracy, and so they might be going for deputy commissioner tag. So they would be opting for pass. Few people like customs is we call it a royal service once, but it has issues now. But it is a good service in a way that you can help people and you can increase country's revenue. Same goes with other service. Everybody has to chip in their own contribution towards betterment of what government of Pakistan expect, what people of Pakistan expect from us. But um, in that way, I think if you want to serve country, then you should brace yourself for some challenges. Government service in that way is not a very good option, which gives you financial stability. So in that way, you have to lower your threshold. Would be very difficult to see your colleagues who are working in private sector earning a lot of money, maybe going outside of Pakistan and they're having plots and they are constructing house. So in public service in government sector, you have to be a bit patient. You have to go slow, lower your threshold of your demands and all that. So that might be something which I advise people that if you have, we call it if some there are some people जिनके ideas बड़े clear होते हैं before even joining the service they what they
yeah,
want to.
yeah.
But when I say their ideas are clear, that is on the other side that they want to make money and like that. But
They have clarity in that manner.
if you are on this side, then you should be ready that challenges will come. Uh, So this is how you have to prepare yourself if you want to get into the service. It's a it's a long study process. It's long. Um, like office environment is not easy. Public sector environment, people have expectations. You can't fulfill at times their expectations. When a person comes in front of you, sitting on the other side of the table, he is looking things in his through his own mindset. You are
Yeah,
on the other side, having power in your hand, having discretion at times as well. So it's up to you if you want to use discretion. Um, one can do good. One can do good if he has a conviction that he will do it.
that's great advice. And somehow you basically awared us that how does it look like and the whole thing that with this profession especially. So it was really nice talking to you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for effort. Thank you for your perspectives. Thank you for sharing your life with us. We're really honored to have you in this show. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Asad, for having me.
Thank you.